Hey guys, Helloplasma324, and welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, what did we do? Misha tutored us. Well, we started Act 2, learning to read. Misha tutored us on our sign language skills. We met Shizune at the Shanghai, and we are currently... Well, she is currently carrying Kenji's box back to the school because she lost her bet. So, that being said, let us continue. However, she is still as prideful as ever, even when it's to her detriment. She wouldn't accept letting me allow her to skip out on the consequences of her bet. Anything is fair during the game, but the results have to be honored to the letter, huh? Shizune is an interesting type of person. Oh, don't I know it? Well, I don't actually. The sound knows it. Whatever. The march back to the dorms is uneventful. Shizune passes the trip by shifting the box around occasionally like a giant Rubik's Cube. It looks like another game she has invented to amuse herself. It can't be good for whatever's inside, but I don't care enough to stop her. Maybe this is how she deals with things, by making everything into a game. It's hard to say for sure, though. It seems futile to psychoanalyze Shizune. In the short time we've known each other, I've been surprised on a fair number of occasions. I notice Shizune shivering. The wind is picking up and the school is pretty high up. It makes sense that she would be cold. If I give her my jacket, though, would she reject it? I take off my jacket and drape it across her shoulders before she has a chance to protest. Her shoulders are slim and delicate, so much so that I want to let my hands linger on them. Shizune flinches when my fingers brush against her, understandably surprised. Sorry. Her fingers dance lightly over the surface of the box, and I think about taking from her, but I doubt she would let me. Shizune makes a quick gesture with her hands as best she can, pausing a bit afterward as if wanting to say more. I'm sure that what she means is thank you. I'm glad I was able to catch it. Oh, looks like my internet went out. Fantastic. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand it just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to read it. I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. Signing itself is doable, I just need more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even half the speed Misha does it, it's impossible. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunch. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes, I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact that I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but I think I know now. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me like a true equal, sign language is an important step toward that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step toward that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so when we're finally able to speak on equal terms, we'll be fully ready, able to do it right, not like some dilettante. Right. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. So to me, this is the only option, especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming, mostly because Misha's hair lights up any crouches in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although, even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise they would come across in the way she walks as well. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hi. Student Council. Student Council! Student Council was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yep. Shizune sits down in front of me to my right, and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner. Now, I'm, well, cornered. In the end, I'm dragged up to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. I can understand. I would too. In some ways, this makes me it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're so eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at last explains why every time I come here there are stacks of books piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. They need the room to put all these games somewhere. Ha! It's boring playing against each other so much, Hee-chan, so it's your turn, okay? Okay, it's settled then. I didn't even say anything. Hee-chan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while, so it's especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Tanabata will be coming up soon. We'll have to put a lot of work in for that, too. So for now, play with us. Come to think of it, it's true. I hadn't even noticed because it's been so wrapped in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try to rope in a couple new members in to help with that one as well. You're right. Haha, yay, Hee-chan agrees. Let's celebrate. I know, we should play a game. Let's play a game to celebrate, Hee-chan. I don't know, that kind of thing usually ends badly for me. Hee-chan is worried about the stakes. Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. I turn my head to Shizune. Now this person, she is definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that. But yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first. How very Japanese, putting the consequences above everything else. Hee-chan, have you ever heard of the expression missing the forest for the trees? No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Shizune makes an X with her arms. That either means denied, or that she's about to use her special attack. Aha, now who's afraid of consequences? How vengeful, still thinking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If bit you, you would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word that I don't quite catch. Hee-chan is so vengeful, even if it was just a playful little joke. If an armadillo bit you, you'd probably bite back. Armadillo? It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hee-chan. But Hee-chan would do it anyway, you see. Ha ha ha! I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand. Hee-chan, we didn't have anything planned at all if you were to win or lose. You just assumed there would be something like that. Wonder why. Me too, but oh well, there isn't. Does that change your mind, Hee-chan? Well, yes. Misha windmills her arm at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you can only see in the student council room, occupied only by 3 people. Anywhere else you would end up socking someone in the face. Yay, yay, let's start right now. Not just yet. Okay. However, we all have to be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something the 3 of us can play equally. Checkers? The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play them. I told you. Okay. Hee-chan, how about Monopoly? A Monopoly box slowly edges toward me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under my chair. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw. They're too much about chance and not about skill. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games. Luck is kind of a skill, you know. No, it's not. It can't be if you're consistently lucky, right? Once at that point, it's something else entirely. Baccarat? Marbles? Life? Snakes and ladders? Roulette? Blackjack? Paper football? Trivial Pursuit? Misha begins to excitedly name a bunch of games as if she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her. A bizarre catalog of games ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room. 3-way chess? Is that even possible? Let's try. Yes, let's try, definitely. Ha ha ha! They pull a chessboard from behind a flourish with, like 2 junior magicians. While magic does require some deft sleight of hand, they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised. However, nevertheless, it is somehow unsettling. Stop doing that. Excuse me. A very timid voice manages to make me look up. I lost my ID card and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupting something, I can come back later. Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking in the landscape of piled-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image of an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further. Ah, my ED card, You're in our class, aren't you? Right? Right. So don't be so timid, okay? Come on. Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite. We're not your seniors, we're in the same class. Still, I am grateful for them to them for stepping in. What is it you said you want? An ID card? Right? Right. Yes. Her eyes slide away from Misha. Being shy, it's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I follow where she's looking, and I notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Hanako's eyes widen just for a moment. Shizune notices it as well. You like chess? Eh? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do? You? Want to play? Hesitation. She might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together very pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation. We're having our lunch break, so you have to wait anyway. Now, why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun, really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell. Really, it's obvious, so please, will you? Okay. Why, yay, success. Okay, that's great. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her move carefully, sliding pieces forward just a bit, then pulling them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player. Definitely enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly. No matter what she does, Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6, Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There's no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other, from what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she is into the game. She really wants to win, and Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it's giving life to the game and allowing them to see each other as good a competition. Maybe they might end up being friends over it, or at the very least rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Ren'Py against Shizune, she doesn't just want to crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6. White knight to e6. The end is near. The game ends. That was a really good game. Thanks. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled. Magnanimous in victory and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako is taking her defeat so well. This is a fun game, but it took so long. Almost the whole period. This is too formulaic, especially at this level. How about some of the advanced rules? What? Advanced? Yeah, like speed chess or chess with additional pieces, or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess. Well, with 1 or 2 boards, your choice. Come on. It'll be fun, really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of these, comparing chess to is like comparing checkers to Go, or tic-tac-toe to shogi, right? Wah! Even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something, pick. Like a deer in the headlights, many emotions spring up in me, watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard as if she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might actually topple over. The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've seen in my life. Let's change the rules and play again. Best out of 6, like Kasparov in Deep Blue. Hanako excuses herself and flees from the room. Huh? Wait! Didn't you want to know where she would get a new ID? Excuse me, hello, come back, please. Wait! Strangely, the farther Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow. I couldn't catch her. Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There. You're pretty cheerful for someone who needs a pat on the shoulder. Ha! Hee-chan, do you hate games where luck is involved? A question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, waiting for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend that she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers. I don't like games that revolve around the luck of the draw, right? That was Yuki-chan. Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. So what keeps them interesting? I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. And it's not a game, is it? Just going through motions. For the game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that. I see. That girl isn't very good at chess. Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There was nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard would be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just casually, you can learn to see what at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much but that enthusiasm know so little about it, even less than someone with just a passing interest in it? Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook. Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. Do you understand, Hee-chan? There's no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance. Just enough to matter, but not so much skill is penalized. Or penalized, I guess. I don't know. Chess is boring because it's not a game. To me, it seems like formulas. Hanako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is a proof for preciousness? I think so, at least. Or, you concede immediately. Since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed, though, because she stuck to only what could work. The trickiest moments when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. Do you understand, Hee-chan? Not really. If you love chess that much, but you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it, not the game. It's too precious for her to see as a true competition. Due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words. Well, your way of making friends isn't the kind of way that works on everyone, Shizune. The look on her face isn't one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game. Well, the board is still here. But the bell rings and cuts me off. Things have returned to normal. Well, I transferred in at a pretty unusual time, and I can hardly say that I had a normal first few weeks here. I guess it's more like things have calmed down and reached normality. I've been here longer than I thought. It's hard not to think about all the stuff I must have missed in this school before my arrival, or the things that might have happened in my old school since I've been gone. I wonder where these feelings could come from, since I didn't leave much behind. I have a lot more here than I'd like. If that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't even bother with something like student council or Shizune and Misha. I'd be hard-pressed to care about anything, if the school was how I imagined it to be. So even this feeling of a daily routine makes me glad in a way. I dread the amount of work that's going to hit me in the student council after school, enough to want to consider stepping out of my duties just this once. Yet, it's nice to feel like there's something I can do. Shizune drops a stack of attendance sheets next to me. Thanks again for helping out. Don't use Misha's voice. Here we can use Misha's voice. Thanks again, Hee-chan. Sure is a lot of work, though. I had to skip out on sign language class again, but now I'm at a level where I can understand most of Shizune and Misha's conversation with each other, so I'm not too bothered by it. Shizune still doesn't know that, though. I'm determined to keep things that way until I'm very sure of my skills. Perhaps it's a little childish of me. Kanabata is in less than 5 days, but they're only going to start building the stalls tomorrow. Hichan, we might have to help out with building stalls starting again tomorrow. Well, it was the point of taking them aboard then. That took days, didn't it? Yep, that's right, even though Hichan wasn't there for it. Would have helped out if you asked. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with cleanup duty after you enjoyed the festival so much. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with making the cleanup right after the festival. It would have ruined the fun. Besides... Ha! Hichan is lazy anyway, so he would have tried to run away again. Hichan doesn't like playing foxhound. That stings. Shizune covers her mouth with her hand and starts shaking, and it takes me a second to realize she's laughing, mostly because she's doing it so completely soundlessly. It's a little strange to see, but more or less it's the same good spirit as Misha's, without being eardrum piercing. That's a good question though, Hichan. Huh? Stalls! It's a storage issue. The school doesn't have anywhere to store so many stalls, since each one is pretty large. They won't pay for outside storage either, so this is what they've decided on. It's inefficient, but cheaper. Because the school doesn't have anywhere to store that many stalls, Hichan. Yeah, right, they do, but they don't want to pay. Sorry, Hichan. It's because of the previous generation. The leadership decided that outside storage costs had risen too much, and the student council before us was too weak-willed to tell them that it's stupid to have to build this simple 60 stalls twice every year. Okay. Hichan, let's eat something. It feels like we've been working all day. We have. Now that I think about it, I am hungry. I would have had lunch, but it was really crowded today for some reason, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble. Haha, it was like that today because I had some especially interesting things for sale on the side. Like what? No, don't tell me. I guess it won't matter since I won't be able to eat them anyway. Shizune looks oddly pleased with herself. I wonder what the context of that could be. I prepared ahead of time for this. Beaming with self-satisfaction, she produces a wide assortment of food from her bag. I can immediately see that 90% of it or more was taken from the lunchroom. There's a lot as well. Isn't there a limit on how much a person can buy? That means these gains are definitely ill-gotten. The veal cutlet bread is always sold out in the first minute of lunch. I'm impressed you managed to obtain one. Thank you. I reach for it quickly, but Shizune immediately makes a grab for it as well. Her hand goes slack for a second when it touches mine, but she immediately pushes forward with redoubled effort, that blazing competitive spirit flashing dangerously in her eyes. Her fingers pry at mine, searching for an opening. I don't budge an inch, prepared to fight for this bread with my life. I might never have another chance to eat this. I am fully aware that if we continue like this, we can crush the bread, greatly reducing its edibility. Misha, tell her that unless she lets go, the bread is going to be crushed. Why can't you do it yourself? I'm startled that she can so nonchalantly let slip that I could communicate with Shizune just if I wanted to. I almost consider the possibility it was intentional, but I'm sure she was just distracted trying to tear the wrapper off of a juice box straw. Isn't it obvious? I can't let go of the bread. I can't tell Hichan that then. She puts the palms up to the sky and shrugs, a wide grin on her face. Why not? Because you have a stake in this, so I can't trust you. Hichan wants to reply. She has to let go of the bread, and then you win. Who knows? Maybe that's what you want, Hichan. It wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to be neutral, like Switzerland. Switzerland? You know about Switzerland? Of course I do. It's neutral. They're neutral. Shizune stares at me cockily. Cockily? Okay. The tip of her tongue sticking out slightly from between her teeth as she continues to tug firmly at the veal cutlet bread between us. Suddenly, she lets go and holds her hands up, palms facing outwards, the universal gesture of peace. It seems like a poor way to settle this, doesn't it? And we might crush the bread. She glares, and her passive expression quickly plummets into a disapproving grimace. Hichan, drop the bread. We are negotiating now. I drop the bread reluctantly. Misha's hand darts in from the side, her fingers drumming across the table as it makes its way over. Ha ha! Don't mind me. I don't even really like veal. I'll just take the sandwich right here. Something to drink, too. Picking them up cautiously, she immediately retreats. She has the right idea. I could just pick something else. There are a lot of delicious things here. The chicken katsu done bread is also a popular seller, ranking high in taste and demand. But I've already eaten one before. You're so immature, Hisao. This wouldn't be a problem if you would pick something else. The chicken katsu done bread is delicious. So sure, He-chan, why don't you pick the chicken katsuon bread instead? It's delicious. But I've already eaten that. He-chan, why are you so obsessed with eating the veal cutlet bread specifically? It's hard to get normally. Rare things are more delicious. You're acting like a child. You're acting like a child, He-chan. Or kid. Why don't you eat the chicken bread? That's not important. Turning bright red, she smiles cunningly and continues. There's no reasoning with you, so it looks like there's only one way to settle this. We're going to play for it. That doesn't matter. We'll play for it instead. Somehow I expected this. It's the logical conclusion. Shizune has been studying for a long time, pretty much continuously up to now. With our finals over, I guess that surplus energy has to go somewhere. Play what? The oldest game known to man, upon which the fate of nations has been known to rest. Rock, paper, scissors. We'll play rock, paper, scissors. Really? That sounds so serious, He-chan. There's no humor in her expression. She's dead set on this. Okay, okay. She draws her hand back, and I mirror her. Go. We both put out rock. A draw. I thought I had the perfect plan. Rock is unbeatable. Shizune frowns, deeply upset by this unexpected turn of events. Not as planned? Again! 2 papers. Damn. Again! We both throw out 2 rocks again, but a third hand among us is representing scissors. This looks like fun. Can I play? Ha 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 ha! It's a duel, She-chan? Yeah, dueling conduct? You're right. I really don't know. The faster she signs it, the harder it is to follow. In fact, it looks like you and Misha's having trouble keeping up. What's she talking about? One more time. We tie again. Every time, Shizune demands a rematch, eventually skipping that step altogether and throwing rock, paper, scissors out with increasingly reckless abandon. Even playing completely randomly, we continue to tie. This is a mathematical long shot. Misha hovers above us, watching it all and laughing each time we draw. After 16 rounds, Shizune pushes her chair away from the table and stands up. Enough of this, He-chan. I see what I've been doing wrong. This will all be over in the next round, so you brace yourself, okay? Okay. I have studied your thought process, and I see how you play. I'm anticipating your next move, and will combat it expertly. This is all news to me, as I can't remember what we were doing this over. Shizune grins confidently, a look of fearless daring on her face. Her cool eyes flash with competitive spirit as she draws her hand back, goading me wordlessly to do the same. Her form is amazing, like a professional bowler or something, just to throw a hand motion. 2 papers. I do believe this is actually the only time you see this facial expression. Shizune's body immediately goes slack. She rubs her temples with a look of exasperation on her face as she lets out a sigh so long it slants like a tire deflating. I realize I've got a lot hungrier in the time we've been doing this. We can just split it. I break the bread in half and offer one half to Shizune. She takes it. Thank you. She looks at the bread in her hand, studying it. But this feels hollow somehow. Regardless of how she feels, she still eats it. All of a sudden, I see Misha observing the scene out of the corner of my eye. He-chan, that was very romantic, I think. Oh, come on. Wah! She laughs and takes a bite out of her second sandwich. We eat in silence for a while, Shizune and I managing to avoid any other contests, and then we go back to work. As I finish up the day's usual filing, I think to myself that this might be Shizune's way of trying to start this week on a high note. After all, tomorrow's when the real work will begin, and with her hands literally full building stalls, she won't be able to talk very much. It will likely be pretty dull and tiring, like it was the first time around. I'm appreciative of her effort in that case. It's nice to have days like this as a way of enjoying yourself before the days ahead. I think that was her idea as well. I also remember that I still have to get rid of Kenji's package. The damn thing is bulky, and somehow I've never been able to track him down since I picked it up. After student council is adjourned for the day, I walk toward the vending machines to look for something to drink, parting from Shizune and Misha. It's a short trip, but even after a few seconds, I start to get the feeling I'm not alone. A pair of hands cover my eyes. Guess who? Shizune? Wah! It's me, He-chan! Yeah, I know. Then why'd you say it was She-chan? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, He-chan. You're too proud. Anyway, after student council, you don't usually have any plans, right? You're just gonna go straight to your dorm? Where else would I go? Okay, that's great, He-chan. I wanted to talk to you today, so this works out perfectly. 2 Two high school students alone after classes in a quiet, empty building. As the sun dyes the sky of a romantic amber color, the cute girl says that she wants to talk. What a secretive and appealing situation. My imagination is buzzing. It's likely not going to be anywhere near as exciting as I'm making it out to be, but it's fun to play it up that way. I guess I'll stop the part here. I'm trying to find a good spot to start the next one on, but I can't really find one. Whatever. So, next time on Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, we will talk to Misha. So, until then, take care, and keep on signing. See you guys then.